So you are an entrepreneur who is willing to start your own business. You might be considering on taking money from an investor, right? So before just getting the money, what's need to be known very well? What the most important stage that you should be well aware? So we are going to talk about stages funding for startups. Hello young entrepreneurs. So if you're watching this video, you might be also interested to know what are the stages in a startup that investors will be considering to finance, and why it is important to know about all these stages, because then you are very clear and you have a good knowledge how to approach your investor and which investor type you have to consider on taking it. The first stage is called the concept stage. This is where actually you develop your idea about the product or service that you want to offer to the market. Within the concept stage, you develop the idea about your product or service that you want to begin as a startup. And this is where actually you make the concept for the product or service. You can make it by planning it, drafting on papers. You can maybe even make a presentation about it. This is where actually you physically conduct the research on your product and service to understand the market, the problem, and what solution you want to offer to the market. Seed stage. This is the second stage of a startup. Within this seed stage, you can consider talking about your product with your parents, with your relatives, or with your friends, so that you would get a validation on your product or on your idea. When a third person is looking at your product or service, you can understand whether this solution or the product you're going to make is suitable for the market, and if it really caters the need of people. Within this stage, you can maybe fund your own project, or with the help of your parents or with your friends. Third stage is called the early stage. This is where actually the initial validation takes place for your product or service. And this is actually where the third parties get more involvement with your product or service. Within this stage, you can seek investment from an angel investor, and this level can be considered as the first stage of product development or the service development. And this stage is very important. You are trying to make a sale over here, and this is where your sale is actually starting. The fourth stage is called the growth stage, and within growth stage there is much to do. You might get the attraction from venture capital firms or any other type of angel investors who are willing to spend more money on your business. If your business is doing well within this period or within this stage, you can make a report on your sales, and you can produce certain units, and you can go meet the investors. The investors will actually look into your sales growth and consider investing within your company or your business. The main priority within this stage is to grow the sales into more numbers, to expand the sales. Fifth stage is actually called mechanized financing. If you want to expand your business into another town or to another location, this is where that actually happens. Within this stage, if you were involved with venture capital investment firm, they will consider on investing the B series within your company. But the investment that you seek within this stage completely depend on the development that you have made on the product and on the sales. If you were into mobile application development within this stage, you can seek investment for several times to expand the services, or you can consider on getting the help of influencers or using social media marketing campaigns to grow your sales. The last stage is actually called the exit stage, but do not be afraid. This is actually a momentum that you would discover how successful your business, and this is the stage that you can transform your business into a bigger brand. So depending on the product development and the sales growth that you have made within the previous stage. You can consider on making an initial public offering and expanding the business. Maybe even you can consider on expanding the channels network or expanding the company itself, the business. Within this stage, if venture capital firms were involved within your business, they would consider on investing back within your company as the last investment. Either they will consider on taking help from another investor or another strategic planner. They will consider on selling their stake to another businessman or to another company. Considering all these stages, what stage may be the most important one? You may be wondering, right? If you consider the growth stage, it's actually very important because this is where you come up with the first marketing efforts and you trying to grow the sales into numbers and you are trying to make profit out of your business. And it's really important to show numbers for your investors. But if you carefully consider this, within the early stage, you are supposed to present your business with a good impression to your investors. It may be an angel investor who is stepping inside your business to make the first investment. So you have to be well prepared. You have to make a plan how you are going to develop this business within the next coming years and what kind of a vision that you have for the business. So keeping in your mind that within early stage, whatever the effort that you are putting up, it will matter for the business to grow and to win the trust of investors. So when you are trying to start up your own business, you can consider on these stages and make a proper plan to present your business to the investors. That will be actually helpful for you. So within next episode, we will see how a mobile application will fit this cycle and how we can make it a good investment for the investor.